Hi everybody, we are going to go over our next topic, which our next topic is going to be solving linear equations. And when you see that word equations, we have to think about the word equal, E-Q-U-A-L. When you see the word equations, that means that there's going to be an equal sign somewhere within it. If there is not an equal sign, that would be an expression, which is what we've talked about previously. So I have some steps right here about how we're going to solve an equation. Step number 1, distribute in order to simplify and or multiply by the lowest common variable to get rid of fractions. We're not going to worry about fractions here yet. Okay, so step number 2, split the equation where your equal sign is. This means you move all the variables to one side of the equation and all the constants, the numbers, to the other. And we're going to use the inverse operation for addition and subtraction. So this might look like I have an equal sign. I'm going to draw a line down the middle. All my variables. All my variables will come over here. And all of my constants, my numbers, are going to come over here. Okay, so let's keep going. It says use the inverse operation for addition and subtraction. So if a number is a positive, that means you subtract. If it is a negative, that means you add. Okay, we are just reversing those signs. So a big thing right here, and you're going to hear me say this a lot when we're back in class. If you change sides, you are going to change signs. If you change sides, you have to change sides. Step 3 is simplify by combining like terms. Step 4 is solve using the inverse multiplication, which is just division. And then we check our answer. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's look at number 1. So number 1, do we have any parentheses? No, we don't. So step 1, we're going to go ahead and split. Our x's go on the left. Our numbers go over here on the right. 3x. Well, it's already on the left side, so it's going to come straight down. Okay? Then I get to the 2. Well, it's a number. It doesn't have a variable, so it's going to go to the other side. But when it switches sides, we got to change sides. Okay, let's keep going. We get to the 12. The 12 does not have a variable. It's just a number, and it is already on the correct side, the right side. So it just comes down. Make sure it has a sign with it. We have to know, is it a positive 12 or is it a negative 12? Is it a good 12 or is it a bad 12? Next, we're going to look at the negative 2x. It has an x in it, so it's going to go to the other side. But it's currently a negative. When it changes sides, we have to make it a positive. Now we combine like terms. 2x plus 3x. 2 plus 3, that's 5. Its last name is x. Bring your equals down. Negative 2 plus 12, that'll be 10. Okay, we combined like terms. Now we're at step 4. Solve using the inverse multiplication, which is division. You're going to say, what number am I going to divide by? Well, what number is hanging out with x right now? It's the 5. Well, x, he just wants to be by himself. He doesn't want anybody with him. So we're going to divide by 5 by both sides. When you do 10 divided by 5, you get 2. And what you do to one side of the equation, we have to do to the other. So we divided by 5 over here, we got to divide by 5 over there. What you do to one side, you got to do the exact same thing to the other. So our answer, x equals 2. Let's go to number 2. We have 3a plus 5 equals 23 minus 3a. We don't have any parentheses, so we are going to go ahead and just split. Okay, 3a, he has a variable in it, so he's just going to come straight down. 5, that does not have a variable, so he is going to go over there. But he's a positive 5 on one side, so when he changes sides, he's got to become a negative. Next, we get to the 23. The 23 is on the correct side, so he stays on that side. And then last but not least, we have negative 3a. It has an a in it, so that means it's going over here. If it's a negative on one side, when we bring it over, it becomes positive. Now we combine like terms. 3 plus 3, that's 6, and its last name is A. Bring your equals down. Negative 5 plus 32. If you're not sure about that, we can plug it in the calculator. Or not 32, 23, sorry, is 18. Then we just divide. 18 divided by 6, A equals 3. Oh, A equals 3. Okay. All right, I'm going to pause for a second, and I'm going to let you guys try this one. 6z plus 75 equals 27 plus 2z. Go ahead and do your split. All right. So 6z, it has a z, it'll come straight down. 75, it is going to go over, and because it crossed the line, it's going to become negative. 27, it is already on the correct side, so it stays on that side. And then 2z, it's going to go over, it crosses the line, so it then becomes negative. Okay, let's start combining like terms. 6 minus 2, I don't know why I made that an x. Hold on one second. Oopsie. There's a z. All right, combine like terms. 6 minus 2, that's 4. His last name is Z. Negative 75 plus 27, that is going to be negative 48. Don't forget to bring your equals. Now we're here. We just got to divide. If you don't know how to do that in your head, just plug it in the calculator. Z equals negative 12. Okay, so there's that example for you. Let's go to number 4. So we got a little bit more going on now. We have parentheses. If we look back to step number 1, it says to distribute in order to simplify the parentheses. Well, we already talked about distributing. That just means that we have to multiply. So negative 3 times A, negative 3. Negative 3 times 6x, negative 18x. Now you're going to say, what are you going to do with that other stuff? We're just going to drop it down. It wants to come join the party. Okay, from here, now we can just start solving like we have been. Split your equation. Negative 3, it's going to come over here and become a positive 3. Then we have negative 18x. It's going to stay on that side because it has an x in it. We get to 14. It's going to stay on that side and stays positive. And then we get to negative x. It's a negative on one side, so when we change it over, it becomes a positive. We start combining like terms. We get negative 17x equals 17. We go ahead and divide by negative 17 because we want to get rid of that whole entire number and just have x. X is going to equal negative 1. If you don't believe me, there it is for you, negative 1. Okay, let's look at number 5. On number 5, it's a little bit more going on, but that's okay. We can take it step by step and take our time, and we can get it figured out. So first thing we want to do, those parentheses, there's like a red flag, say, look at me, look at me. Okay, we're going to distribute. 4 times k, 4k. 4 times 3, that's going to give me 12. And now we got to bring everybody else down to come party. Plus 6 minus 3k. Okay, we have more than 4 terms in here. That's okay. We just got to take it time by time. Now go ahead and split. 4k, that comes straight down. 12. He's going to go to the other side and become a negative because he is on the wrong side. Negative 2. He don't have a variable, so he's going to cross over also. 5k, that has a variable. That means it's going to go to the other side. Positive 6, he's on the correct side. We're going to just drop him down. Negative 3k, that has a variable. So that means it's going to go across our line and become a positive 3k. Okay, so from here, we're going to combine like terms. 4 minus 5 plus 3. Okay, that gives me 2. His last name is K. Bring down your equals. Let's look at the other side. Negative 12 minus 2 plus 6. That'll be negative 8. Okay, we are almost done now. We just got to divide. Divide by 2, divide by 2. K equals negative 4. If you don't believe me, here it is. Negative 8 divided by 2, negative 4. So that had a lot going on, but we just took our time with it. We got it figured out. Last one, number 6. I'm going to give you guys a second. I'm going to let you solve it. All right, let's go ahead and work it out. We have 2 times 5k. 2 times 5k is 10k. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. And we got to bring everybody else down to the party. Okay, we go ahead and split. So we are going to bring our 10k down because he's on the correct side. That 12, it's on the wrong side. So we got to slide him over and he becomes a positive 12. That single k, he's on the wrong side, so we got to take him over, and he becomes a negative now. And then negative 39, he's on the correct side, so we drop him down. We have 10k minus k. Remember, you have a little invisible one right there. So really, it's 10 minus 1, which is 9k. Bring your equals down. 12 minus 30, oopsie. 12 minus 39. That's going to be negative 27. What are we going to divide by here? 9, because that's the number that's hanging out with k. We divide and we get k equals negative 3. Okay, those are the basic 6 problems right there. We're going to look here now at a couple more. These are going to be your more interesting type of solutions. So all of the ones we've done right here have all had one solution. They've all said x equals, a equals, k equals, on and on and on. They've only had one answer as their solution. Well, we're going to look at some others now where they could be no solution or mini solution. Let's go ahead and solve this one to make sure it works out though. So we have this. We're going to split. 4x comes down. Negative 8 goes over, becomes positive. 2x goes over, becomes negative, and then negative 4 drops down. So we get 2x equals 4, divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 2. That checks out. Perfect. Let's look at what a no solution example would be like. Okay, let's go ahead and do our split. 7x comes down. Positive 1, it goes over and becomes a negative 1. This 7x, it goes over. Okay, and then negative 14 comes down. A really big mistake I see right here is people saying 7x minus 7x equals x. This is not correct. When you have 7x minus 7x, that is 0. It's like saying I have 7 cookies. If I eat all 7 cookies, how many cookies am I left with? 0. I ate all the cookies. They're all gone. Okay? If we do the other side, negative 1 minus 14, that is going to give me negative 15. Now stop and ask yourself, does 0 equal negative 15? No, it doesn't. So you have 2 ways of writing your answer. You can do it as a little circle with a slash through it, or write no solution. Okay? Either one is totally correct. Many solutions now. So we already distributed. Let's go and start solving. Do our split. 6x comes down. Negative 3 becomes a positive 3. The other 6x, it becomes a negative 6x. The negative 4 comes down, and the positive 1, they come down because they are on the correct side. If we have 6x minus 6x, that's 0. And then if we have 3 minus 4 plus 1, that is also 0. So you got to stop and ask yourself, does 0 equal 0? Is that true? Yes, it is. So that means we either have many solutions, or a lot of times we can just draw an infinity sign and then we are good to go. We don't have to draw a whole big answer. We can just draw the infinity sign. So I'm going to work out 2 of these. You're going to work out 2 of these, and then we're going to share our answers. So number 1, we have 5x minus 1 equals 5x minus 1. That problem looks kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and do our split. 5x comes down. Negative 1 goes over, becomes positive 1. The other 5x comes over, becomes a negative, and that negative 1 comes down, and it's still a negative. 5 minus 5, that's 0. 1 minus 1, that's 0. So that means our answer is infinity. Okay? Let's look at number 2 right now. 4 minus 2x equals 3 minus 2x. Let's go ahead and do our split. This 4, it's on the wrong side, so we got to carry it over and it becomes a negative. Negative 2x drops down. What happens to that 3? He's on the correct side, so he just comes down and stays positive. Then we have negative 2x. Negative 2x is on the wrong side, so we have to bring him over and he becomes positive. So if I do negative 2 plus 2, that gives me 0. But then if I have negative 4 plus 3, that is negative 1. Does 0 equal negative 1? No, it does not. So that means it is no solution. Okay. All right, I'm going to give you a moment. I want you to try this next one. All right, let's go ahead and look at it. We have this parentheses. We have that red flag that tells us, hey, stop. We got to distribute. So negative 3x times x, or negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 2, that's going to be positive 6. A negative times a negative gives you a positive answer. And then make sure we drop everybody else down to come party. Go ahead and do your split. Negative 3x comes down. Plus 6, he becomes a negative 6. This other positive 6 right there stays a positive 6. And then the negative 3x becomes a positive 3x when we slide him over. Negative 3 plus 3, that's 0, equals negative 6 plus 6. That is also going to be 0. So that means our answer is infinity solutions, or infinite solutions. Here's the last one of the day, number 5. Or I guess it's number 4. Whatever. All right, I'll give you guys a second. You guys try it for me. All right, let's look at it. We have parentheses. We have 2 sets. That means we got to distribute 2 times. So boop, boop. 4 times x, 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. Do not forget to bring that equals down. You got to bring him down. He wants to party too. We distribute again. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And then the 2x, he wants to come to the party also. We do our split. 4x comes down. 8. It's a positive 8, but he wants to go to the other side, so he's got to change his sign. 2x. He wants to go to the other side, so he's got to change his side. It becomes negative. Negative 2. He just wants to come down. He just wants to hang out. And then I have a positive 2x. He's also going to go over there and change their sign. So 4 minus 2 minus 2. That is going to give me 0. And then I have negative 8 minus 2. That is negative 10. Does 0 equal negative 2? No, it does not. So that means the answer is no solution. So you can write no solution or that little symbol. Okay? There's the beginning of our solving equation notes. We'll get to the bottom here in a later video. If you guys need any help on this, please shoot me a message and I'll be glad to help you out. Thank you.